Hello, 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 hello. We have started. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. We started a little bit. A little start. A little quick start. A little jump start. I need a little jump start today. I've had a hard time trying to get going today. It has been a morning, day, time, place. This is a place. We're in a place right now. I am also in a place. Ooh, my ears started ringing. Why did it do that? And started. Boop. There. Hang there. There you go. I go. Close this. Open this. See that there's nobody around, and that's okay. That means there's no pressure to perform. Like always. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? No. I've just been out of sorts because I don't know what's going on anymore. I want a circle. I don't know what to really stream anymore because whenever I think about streaming, I'm like, I like it, but I don't like it. But I like it, but I don't like it. But I like it, but I don't like it. But it's like I just want to look at YouTube videos all day and like be sad. And it's like, why would we waste our time being sad when we can bring joy to other people? And it's just like, shut the hell up, me. No one watches this. And it's like, yeah, but it's for us. Don't you like doing stuff for us? And it's like, yeah, I like doing stuff for myself. Can we have another soda? And it's like, no, we can't have another soda. You haven't done anything to deserve another soda. And it's like, oh, but I want the soda. And you'd be like, no, what are we talking about? These are just little conversations I have in my head every day. Little conversations. I'm not sure if that's a normal thing people have to where they have like a little you and another little you, and then there's like a little councils of yous. A lot of people are like, that just sounds like the movie Inside Out. And it's like, well, I've never seen that movie, so I wouldn't know. But I'm sure it's nice. Boop, boop, boop. I want to make these lines fat. I'm just kind of doing just like a sketch format right now. I want some fat lines. I just want to make a little cutie. That's my goal right now. I'm just making a little cutie. Look how cute my little cutie is. Screw proportions. Screw making everything look good and nosh. Just want to make a little cutie. Bet you if I... There we go. I like my skeleton's eye sockets to be black. Very dark. Very nice. Very cute. Alright. Go back to like one, I guess. He doesn't need a jawbones. Jawbones are cringe. Who needs a jaw? Jaws are dumb. Check this out. You'll never guess what I'm going to do for the torso. You'll never guess. That's right. It's just a brick. You got a brick torso. He's just a cute little guy. This is what this is. I'm doodling a little guy right now. He's been in my brain all morning, and he needs to leave it. I need to put it down on a canvas for all to see. Okay, we're just gonna... Whoops. Made that line too fat. Too fat. And now that should do it. So I want to make these lines thicker. There we go. I want to see something. What if I put that down the middle? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like that down the middle look for him. I don't like that rib so much. Let me undo that. Yeah. Yeah, but anyways, I've been conflicted lately. I've been very conflicted this morning, in the sense of I want to stream something popular, but at the same time, I don't know what that is, and anything that is popular is unfun. And if I'm having a bad time, how can I possibly entertain other people if I'm having a bad time, you know? You know, it doesn't make sense to me in my brain. And we're like, no one, it doesn't matter if you don't like it. If you do it, it's like, yeah, but then other people expect me to do that game more. Also, Jumbo, hello and welcome. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I didn't see anybody because I thought no one was here. But I'm just talking to myself at the moment. And you, I guess, now. But hello. Also, I gotta give my guy pants. I think he needs cute little suspenders. Is that wrong of me to give him little cute little... Yo, that's what I thought. I was literally coming to that point, Jumbo. I really was. It was Poppy Playtime or this, and I'm like, I can't bring myself to play Poppy Playtime today. I just can't. I want to, but I don't have money to pay for it. That's problem number one. Problem number two is I've done that in the past. I've done the, like, oh my gosh, the new chapter came out. Let me play it. And then I play it, and then it's like nobody watches, like I did that with Deltarune. You know how everyone's like, oh my gosh, no one play Deltarune day one. New chapters, it's going to be amazing. You'll get so many views, so many subscribers. Everybody's going to be watching you, no one, if you do that. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And I had like a huge event for Deltarune, I did like the full playthrough. Hello, Godzilla. The full playthrough of Undertale. All right. I did the nice playthrough where I was nice to everybody and I didn't stab anyone. I was very well behaved. And I did a full like that. All right. And then I was like, all right, break. Come back in a few hours. Deltarune. Did that. Got nobody. Absolutely nobody for Deltarune. Everyone thinks like streaming is like this definitive, oh, just play Fortnite, you'll make money. No, it's literally you cranking on a slot machine every time you start up. And if you don't have a gajillion social medias going with shorts and an already established viewer base, strategies like that just don't work. They just don't. I'm sure I gotta get my little suspenders made. And I want to. Yo. You didn't do chapter 3 and 4? Oh no, we did streams 3 and 4 already for Poppy Playtime 2. Yo, people usually subscribe if you play games, they can join. See, that's what I did. I did that for a really long time too, Jumbo Dumbo. I did a bunch of games. I did a bunch of other games with like stream extensions and people can play. We literally just did Noida the other day with the extension to where people can vote and make bad things happen to me. And the only one doing it was Godzilla. There was one person and it was Godzilla. God bless Godzilla for always being around. But, and thank you too. And everybody else who's just watching and lurking. But I do that. I do this fun stream extensions, and I had a problem in the past where I did like games, like I had a Roblox stream the other day too, to where I was like, yo, I'm like, anyone who's just like chilling, I'm like, I'm doing this game, you can jump in. And people are like, oh, you gotta friend me, oh, you gotta friend me, oh, you gotta friend me, you gotta be my new best friend. No one. It's like, I'm not trying to be your new best friend. It's a stream. Or like other games like Fortnite, everyone's like, anyone else in here trying to play Fortnite or like trying to play My Hero? My Hero was a big one. And I've had games where I'd play with people for like an hour and a half. They'd be like, all right, I'm leaving, bye. And I'm like, all right, bye. They play like horse shit the entire time. And I'm like, oh, I bet you they at least leave me a like. They left me nothing. All right, they joined, they played with me, they didn't leave me a like. I wasn't expecting to subscribe, but it's like, motherfucker, you dragged down all my games today, sabotaged me in rank. I lost a rank, and you didn't even give me a little thumbs up. And I did that for months. All right, like that was like my first thing when I started streaming, was like play with viewers nonstop. Nonstop. It was that every day, every week, nonstop, minimal 2 hours streams every day. Nothing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to like crash out a little bit, but like I'm tired of the, oh, you just gotta like try this, no one, or like the tired of like in my life of people being like, oh, no one, you got to like fill out like the paper like this, or it's like, oh, you gotta do the worksheet like this, or it's like, oh, you gotta do it like this, and it's just like, god damn it. I'm like, I'm tired of putting in a ton of work and having nothing to show for it, and then watching a bunch of lazy slackers just like get everything. Horrible. Horrible. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I want nice things to happen to me in life occasionally because I worked hard for them. Do I want like to wake up tomorrow and have like 1 million subscribers? No, because I'm like that's grossly unproportional. But I just think I want nice things to happen to me. Hopefully they happen soon. I had this little picture on my phone, and it just says, the blessing only takes longer because the blessing is that much bigger. And I'm like, maybe that's why I haven't blown up yet as a streamer. I'm like, maybe one day I'll be streaming, I'll be making shorts, I'll be dealing with YouTube, and it's telling me the short won't upload, and I'll be screaming at it, and I'll get like a +2 subscriber count, and it's gonna be so nice. And some people would be like, wow, I really enjoy it. And then I get a few more people that are like here often, and they're also just like kind of just like nice people that are like, wow, no one, you made me giggle today, that was really nice. That thing you said earlier, oh, that was so funny, I really enjoyed that, no one, thank you, you made my day better. And I'm like, thank you, thank you. That's all I'm aiming for, is I'm doodling a little skeleton. But nah, I get it. I get games that I play with people, and they don't even give me a goddamn like. All right. I buy games off Steam with my money that I'm not making from streaming or anything else, and I get 0 views. And the people that request those games don't even show up for the game I bought for them. Also, yeah, my best performing short is literally me screaming about cheese. And that was from a Deltarune stream I did. That wasn't from like the Deltarune stream, like big event where they updated the chapters and everything for Deltarune. Because like when I did the Deltarune stream, it didn't do well. So I basically only played chapter 1 of Deltarune, got super depressed, didn't play it anymore. Like, I actually know, I did chapter 1, played a little bit of chapter 2 of Deltarune, and then I got really depressed, and then I was like, all right, no more Deltarune for a while. I can't play Deltarune because everyone's gonna watch like big jumbo streamers do Deltarune, and no one's gonna watch little forgettable no one from nowhere mess around on funny new Toby Fox game. That's why I really like the suspenders so far. My bad. I just had to like think for a second because I was like, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Also, my brain sucks. I just forget stuff, which you probably know at this point. But no, I don't know what to do. I wish there was a solution, but there isn't. Sans, hello. Who wants some jambalaya? You know, that's another thing where I'm like, I'm not even sure if it's even worth crashing out about this at this point. But like the look-alike Alistair comments, I'm like, I like Alistair, I like Hasbin Hotel, but also my model's based off me in like reality, all right? Reality is not the nicest to me. I went to the store the other day and I thought I heard like something behind me because I like to go to the store early in the morning. And I turned my head around and I spooked the hell out of like a stock worker in the grocery store. And I'm like, whoops. I'm like, because I turned my head 180 like a goddamn demon and I spooked him and I didn't mean to. And I tend to do that in reality. And that's also why I've used funny little me. And you're like, no one, you can't turn your head 180. And it's like, well, I didn't like actually turn my head a 180. But people normally don't expect people's heads to whip around behind them when they're walking behind you. Yeah. Or I'm just like walking around and I'm just like doing math on how much like something costs in the store and people are just like creeped out by it. And it's just like, yo, I'm sitting here doing math on my calculator because God knows I'm not going to not use my calculator on my phone. I don't care what my math teacher says. She ain't here. All right. I got to know if I'm getting more liquid ounces from buying a 12 pack or a 32 pack for a 2-for-1 deal. All right. All about the ounces. But moral of the story is I'm stuck looking like this, and I've always doodled myself looking like this. And I'm not Alistair. I enjoy Hasbin Hotel. I enjoy Alistair. Alistair is my freaking wallpaper. I enjoy him so much. But I'm not him. I'm not based off him. And I feel like it's one of those situations to where it's like, you ever see animes? It's like the one that pops up was like when Naruto has Kakashi, which is just a white-haired dude that has an eye covered, and he's just a badass. And then JJK Jujutsu Kaisen came out, and they also had a dude with white hair with his eyes covered, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's a Kakashi clone. They look so similar." Emo on, no. I wish I can change my appearance. I'm stuck like this though. I'm not beating the allegations. People don't want to talk to me. My own family members were like, yeah, if we met you in reality, we wouldn't talk to you. And it's like, that's not something you say to another human being because it's not nice. You don't say I'd never talk to you because you're just kind of weird. Also, do I give my skeleton shoes? You could use shoes. A little skeleton. No, but one of my relatives is just like, yeah, you're just like creepy. If you weren't my relative, I wouldn't know that you're just like a super chill dude. And I'm like, wow, that is something that you shouldn't be saying to me because that is incredibly mean and rude. And I struggle with human interactions because I try my best to be nice and people are just like, yeah, he's creepy. I'm not talking to him. I'm just tired. Tired, putting in work and doing stuff and living my life and trying my best not to go crazy and trying to be kind and courteous, but everything in this world just wants me to crash out. Everything in this world constantly wants to make you crash out, all right? That is the lesson I have learned from the world today. Everyone and everything wants to make you crash out, and you can't do it. Because if you crash out, they win, all right? And you can't let them win. Yo, my life sucks. All right, I'm not gonna be like that #1 victim to where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've like heard stories of people whose lives genuinely suck. Like this one kid got shot, and I'm like, dang, I'm like, I never been shot with a bullet. That's crazy. That's like straight up crazy. I need my allergy pill. I'm starting to have a hard time breathing. But like, I just don't get human interaction. Other people just find me creepy. I try not to be creepy. I smile, but people don't like that too because that only makes me even creepier. I do nice things. People, like I used to do a lot of nice things. I don't really do nice things anymore. Like I used to go out of my way to help people, and then those people talk shit about me, and then they're like, "Yo, bro, can I get the notes?" And I'm like, "Nah, get them from someone else." Or it's like, "Yo, can I borrow this?" And it's like, "No, you broke my pencil last time. I don't gotta do that. You can find your own pencil." I like being nice to people, but I don't like being like stepped all over. Nobody enjoys that. But what was the next point I was gonna say? Oh yeah. Family thinks I'm creepy. I try not to be creepy. I move around. People don't hear me moving around. I'm often forgotten. And I'm just kind of upset in general. Like, I had one teacher at my school, like, gatekeep me from a field trip because he was just like, yeah, you just look sickly and creepy. So I didn't give you the permission form or tell you when we were leaving. And I found out like the day to where I was like, yo, I'm like, he's like, yeah, we just kind of left you behind. And I purposely didn't give you the permission slip. And I'm like, honestly, I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, this is why people do horrible things. Yo, is your name Kevin? I don't know who this Kevin is. Yeah, a lot of people don't chat face to face anymore, and I hate that. If more people had to be dicks in person, they wouldn't be dicks. You know how all these people who play like rivals and they're just like being like absolute dicks in quick play and throwing rank games? You bet your ass they would not be throwing games like that. Like, imagine back in the 80s, you know, before the time of the interwebs, you were just being a dick like in the 80s and you have to tell your teammates during the football match you're playing, you're like, yeah, I'm going to throw guys because I think this is the play we're going to do, and screw everybody else here. And screw coach Kevin over there who thinks he knows football better than me. And then you got to deal with like 32 pissed off football players because you wanted to throw the game. But now everything's online. And everyone's a bunch of little cowards. And I have a cute little skeleton to make me feel better. Also, because of how much you said yourself, I imagine you as like a baby prunes. Baby prunes from like SpongeBob, no offense. Baby prunes? I don't know what that is. But no, I just look, how do I describe myself? I just kind of look like my model. Like, that's it. I mean, like, big red hair, big creepy smile, dark circles under the eyes. That's all that really makes up a no one. I feel like I want to give him dress shoes, but I don't know how to draw dress shoes. I just want to kind of give him, you know, he's gonna end up looking like a clown if I give him big old shoes. So we're just gonna like, yeah. Why do you always pop up like that? I don't know what these feet are from. It kind of gives me like Dragon Ball vibes with these feet like this. Like, I don't know how to draw feet in the 80s, so I'm gonna kind of just draw these like weird shoes. That's a nice looking skeleton right there. I'm stealing your skeleton art and using it as my profile pic. No, it's mine. He's mine. You can't have him. That's a nice skeleton. I know, right? Isn't he nice? I mean, like, he doesn't have any lower jaw, but, like, you don't even need that. Let's be honest. I like the little suspenders. I gotta add a little button. Yeah. Zoom in. But, yeah, that's just me complaining about the internet and how the internet's unfair and how I have to watch social media and watch all these content creators with, like, unholy amount of money be horrible people. Oh, no, did I say that yet? No. I just have to watch horrible content creators be, like, horrible people. Like, there's one that happened, like, recently, and it's just like, yo, bro, you had a rich girlfriend that loved you, and you threw it away by just, like, not being a decent human being. Like, all you had to do was just, like, not be abusive, which isn't a hard bar to clear, and continue being just, like, a passable human being and just collecting your checks, and you couldn't do it. I'm gonna be honest. If I got paid the big bucks, you best believe um, I would be the most amazing person ever. I would. I tried my hardest. If I had, like, unfathomable amount of money, I go out. First two things I'm buying: new model. I'm finding an artist and a rigger. All right. A rigger is someone who makes the model move. All right. Like, trustworthy people, like people who do it, like, for a living. Pay them the money. Give them a very generous timeline. Go buy a jumbo PC, a big old beefy sci-fi NASA level computer for my strams, and I would continue streaming, and then the rest of the millions of dollars would just be go into, like, me just kind of chilling, buying new games and talking on the internet for, I don't know, until the inevitability to where I can't take it no more, and then I just, like, explode. Also, I gotta look up Baby Brune's SpongeBob because I don't know what that is, and I really do want to know what it is. All right, so SpongeBob Baby Prunes. Oh, baby, that's the dude. You know, I thought it was that dude, that old fish with no arms or legs, just wanting chocolate. Look at him being a nice little guy. That's a nice little skeleton. I wonder if I do this. Oop. Yeah. Sorry to hurt your eyes like that. I didn't mean to. I'm gonna drink some soda. No, but it's crazy to me the amount of people, like, in this past, like, 300 days that have just been exploding their careers on streaming. Like, exploding in the sense of, yo, you were streaming, you were making money, and all this horrible stuff that you did came out, and now your career's cooked. Why did you do that? There was no reason to cook your career like that, bro. You didn't need to. And I don't know why. Or, like, people being upset over, like, stupid stuff like, yo, if I got the big bucks, I would give half of it to my family and spend the other half on, like, music equipment. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's, like, some normal human being stuff to where if you got the big bucks. You know, Jumbo Dumbo, I see that comment of, like, yo, everyone's alone because atoms can't touch. That's kind of real. Yo, you kind of remind me of Skyline only people, the known peak known. I don't know what Skyline only people are, but that sounds cool. That sounds interesting. What in what universe is the blade of grass that big? We got a little. Everyone knows you put little skeleton heads on tombstones, right? Little skulls. Definitely like only old cartoons, right? Boop. Boop. That line. Look at my super hastily drawn tombstone. Doesn't it make you just go, wow, you're so good at drawing? Isn't it so nice how quickly it was doodled? Look at that. Now I'm making it look like it's made out of cardboard. It really does look like it's made out of cardboard. Like, you ever turn cardboard to the side and you just see like the little like pattern that's just like inside the cardboard? Cardboard. Cuphead vibes, lol. Well, I'm not surprised it gives Cuphead vibes because a lot of the time when I draw, like IRL, I use an inkwell. So I like using ink. That's my favorite. And if you're like, you draw using ink, and it's like, yeah, you know how everyone's like complaining about like AI artists and all that junk? It's like, I use ink. I don't use paints. I don't use other stuff. I have a big old inkwell of black ink. I got a paintbrush, and then I just go at it. Make a thumb monster. I already did that. I made Thumb the man, Thumb the guy, Thumb the dude. I don't reuse content that people remember. I do reuse content, but only the stuff when I know nobody's watching and I made the joke and I'm like, it's from a stream from 6 months ago that nobody watched. It only's got 2 views and it's in the middle of the stream to where no one ever made it to. And no one will ever know. Could I run down the long list of jokes I have planned to reuse at some point? Maybe. Yes. But if I tell you which jokes I'm reusing, then you're going to be like, that's just a reused joke, no one. Give us some new material. And it's like, nah. Get what you get. Wait, you already did? Yeah, wait. Let me find it. File, save. We'll name this one Skelly for now. I go back. Yeah, right there, see? Right there. Right there. You see that? You see that wonderful thumb with the really messed up nail? That makes you go, ooh. Because he definitely jammed it in a car door, or a door, or on something, or a cinder block. You know, this is a hard working thumb, or an accidental thumb. Fill me up, no one from 2025. That is something, it sounds like something I'd say. But yeah, that was a thumb. We drew a thumb. It was there. It was on stream too. Not like I'm gonna be that guy to be like, what do you mean I streamed it? It's like, I know everyone has better stuff to do than to watch me stream all day. You guys have lives, you guys have like studies, you guys got like schoolwork to do to be like functional people, members of the society known as man. Ooh, I just had a weird burp. I'm really liking just going with the thick lines today. Normally I go with the very thin lines. This one's a little crooked because they're bad. Wait, they're not bad, but a little crooked. Yeah. And I can't draw a straight line right now. Nope. 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 I can't draw a straight line. I know I have a life. Do you know who I am? I've never had a life. No, you definitely do. You just don't know it yet. You're not aware. You're not aware that right now on this planet right now you can start doing anything. Like, I'm not sure if it was Confucius or whoever said it. Maybe someone in some, like, anime or show you watched said it, but, like, this is another one of those quotes to where every day, to where I'm like, I don't feel like streaming. I look at it and I'm like, this is the way. Like they do in Mandalore on The Mandalorian. And I'm like, and it just says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time to do it is today. And my takeaway from that is like, yo, anything you want to do, you're going to be dead in like 20 to 40 years. I don't know how old you are. You do the math yourself, but just however long you think you have left on this dirt ball, this muddy ball of dirt that's hurling through the universe at like, how fast does the earth move? You know what? I'm not a scientist. You can look it up. You can ask Dr. Google, but we're not on this mud ball long. So you might as well do what you want to do. Is that like me telling you to go like rob a bank to become a millionaire? No, not at all. Don't do that. But if you want to like make a YouTube video and start making content to be Markiplier 2.0, today's the day. You want to like fill out that job application and start working at McDonald's to at least get like some experience under your belt, today's the day. You want to get your driver's license? Head down to the DMV right now. Get your parents, get your brother, get your uncle, get somebody, call an Uber. It doesn't matter. You don't have an Uber? Get on the app. Get on it right now. Get started. Do the things you can do today. You may not be able to do it all today, but you can get started today, right now. You can literally jumpstart your life. You're tired of being a sad little sack of man or woman, sitting there being alone, being like, why don't I have a fat goth girlfriend? It's like, well, if that's what you're into, I don't know why I used fat as a description. There were some other words I wanted to put after the word fat, but I feel like that's inappropriate to start describing some parts of the human anatomy as quote unquote fat. But get on the dating apps. You have to sift through all the creatures. I'm sorry you have to sift through all the creatures. But you got to. If you want that crazy e-girl, if you want that life partner, you want to stop being alone on Valentine's Day, you got to do something. You got to do something to change your predicament. Yo, that's a whole lot of math for how fast the earth be spinning. But today's the day. Is it weird that I may be the guy that's telling you to just, like, get your life started? Maybe. You could be, like, a 38 loser that's living in your basement right now, but you can change that. You can change that right now. You can stop being a loser, and you can go sign up and get a job at McDonald's. Getting a job could be the first step. Am I saying you have to, like, stop playing Rivals because you think you're going to blow up as an esport creator? No. You can still do that, but also you can still work at McDonald's. But moral of the story is, you can do whatever you want to do in this life, whether big or small, whether big goals or small goals. If you want to have a body better than Hercules, get some pre-workout, get a gym membership, and commit. If you want to be Markiplier 2.0, start making content and figure out what it takes. Start learning editing. If you want to start making music, no one's going to stop you. Literally nobody. I don't think anybody's ever... I mean, like, look at all the shitty bands that exist. There's so many shitty bands that exist in the world that I wish would stop, but they continue. Poop. I'm just gonna... Yeah, look how shitty my drawing is. But, like... Look at me. I want to be better at doodling, and I'm sitting here talking to you, doing the things I gotta do to be better at the things I want to be better at. Am I amazing? No. Do I think this is great? No. I'm looking at this cross and I'm like, this is just going to be bad no matter how I do it. But I enjoyed that I'm here and I'm trying. I'm making an effort. Does effort result in anything in life? No. Effort is piss. All right. Here's a fun little fact about life. You can put in all the effort you want in the world. If you don't get results, it doesn't mean jack shit. That's what I've learned the hard way. A very painful lesson. You studied for 3 weeks straight and got a 40 on your test? Oh well, your teacher doesn't give a shit. That isn't going to keeping you out of summer school. You studying 3 weeks straight, you just suck. You're a little dummy. You spent 20 years as an artist with a great portfolio, sent it to a bunch of places, and no one still wants to hire you. Get fucked. Genuinely. You have a great book that you've been writing for so many years, and you've revised it, edited it for multiple publishers, but you just keep getting denied. Oh well. I know I had a great big motivational thing about your life can get started today, but also reality's a bitch, and no one gives a shit about how hard you tried. I know all the people in my life didn't give a shit about how hard I tried. I know for a fact all the people on YouTube and Twitch, no matter how many hours I stream, whether it's 8 or 12, don't give a shit how hard I tried. Are these all things I'm feeling in this moment? Definitely. Will I regret these later? Absolutely not. Want to know why I don't regret saying all this shit on stream? Because it doesn't matter. I've lost it. Did I tell you guys? I was like, this is the year tomorrow. I'm like, I'm just going to speak what's in my brain, what's in my heart. And right now, what's in my heart is hard truths about reality, about you are uncared for. And also, it doesn't matter because if nobody cares about you and you don't care about anybody, none of it matters because life is worthless and you are nothing. You're not even a speck of dust to the universe, all right? You are nothing. That's why you shouldn't have anxiety. Think about it. If you're a speck of dust, not even a speck of dust to the universe, you're not even an atom to the universe, to the cosmos, all right? Nothing you do matters. So you don't stress out about it and do what you want. And start on the stuff you want to do. Do you think the planets spinning in the cosmos cared about, like, the song Freddie Mercury sung in his life before he died? Nah, they don't give a crap. But was Freddie happy? I'm pretty sure he was happy. I don't know. I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody or any documentary on Freddie Mercury. But it's on my list to do stuff. Stuff to do list? Shit to do list. That was the name of the list. But, yeah. There's also that approach to looking at life, and then there's the other approach of, yeah, I get that I'm a speck of dust, but also I'm a speck of dust that has bills, and I need food. And it's like, ooh, that's a very good point. That's a very good point for a speck of dust to, you know, want to be able to eat food. I'm with you on that one. Yeah. You draw dirt. First things first, let me... Yeah. Yeah. Wait. I need to get a little thumb. No, I don't like that. Let's delete all of that. But anyways, life isn't fair and we keep on living. Yup. But basically this entire long rant is just about it doesn't matter if I spend $25 for Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. No matter how hard I want it, how bad I want to play it and stream it and have it be good and get 2 new subscribers, it's not going to happen, and that's the reality. Now, if life was perfect and I had everything my way, I would look at Twitch and the number would be 5 people watching. And that would be the realities where I'm like, dang, everything's going nice. Everything's going good. 5 whole people are watching and having a good time. That makes me happy. But it's not. We're just gonna, I think I'm going with 2 joints on the fingers. There we go. All 4 of the fingers accounted for. I'm thinking about like how the dirt would move as the hand pops up, but the dirt wouldn't move because it'd be grass. So it'd be grass all around. So I like how this guy's popping out of the earth, but this guy's just chilling with his overalls, his little suspenders, his cute little suspenders. I was just drinking again. I know I got a drinking problem. I can't stop drinking all these liquids that are keeping me alive. It's crazy. What else is in a graveyard? Probably, a big old spooky hill in the back. There's always a big spooky hill in the back of the graveyard, isn't there? And there's the horizon. Over yonder, over the horizon, there were many great things and wonders to behold. Alright, probably a big old spooky thing. That's one thing I like about doing digital art is the fact that I can be like, this is lame. Let's just pull it down a little. And then just being like, yep, that's a good job right there. And cooler tombs. So if I do that and move it up over everything else, this up over everything else. There we go. Whoops. I didn't even put that big red dot there. All right. Back to black. Back to this one. How evil of a tree can I make until it's too evil? You know? You know what I'm talking about with the big old evil tree in the graveyard that just it should have died ages ago, but it just refuses. You know, like evil never dies. I think that was like one of the things in one of the Halloween movies, or there was one Halloween, you know, the one with Michael Myers, and no, they weren't screaming "Evil never dies." All the townspeople were just rioting, screaming "Evil dies tonight" as they proceeded to body other innocent, you know, townspeople. Really weird. And all the townspeople were just bodying themselves for a good chunk of the movie. But anyways, I feel like I want to cheat a little. Right? Whoops. How do I use this tool? What is this tool? That I can. Wow, that tool did nothing. Dang. Hmm. Dang, I really liked how I drew this tree, but I put it on the wrong layer, so now I have to like. There we go. But yeah, I want to do Poppy Playtime. I really want to know what the prototype's up to in like this Wednesday, but um I don't want to do it and have nobody watch and then be down a bunch of dollars and then being like, wow, I could have like chosen not to play it, or watch somebody else play it and enjoyed it, and then come back and lie to all of you and been like, wow, that was so spooky and scary. But that's not very honest, and I didn't want to do that. But also at the same time, I don't want to be like, oh, guys, a funny thing. I totally didn't know about these plot twists and jump scares. Oh no. But you have a bunch of people do that on content creation too. They just cheat it and they're like, oh man, I hope nothing jump scares me as they proceeded to get jump scared. Or fake a jump scare. How do you know the music's gonna be peak already? The game hasn't even come out yet. I mean, like, the only thing we've gotten are, like, the teaser trailers, which are amazing, by the way. They're incredible. I erase this. My hope for Poppy Playtime chapter, what's it called? 5, is that we just get to know what the prototype is and what the hell's going on, and everything is just really cool. And what else? No, that's really it. I just really hope the chapter comes out and nothing really horrible happens and everything's fine and I get to know what the prototype is or what's his deal and why he's so evil. I mean, like, if the prototype's evil just because he's evil, I'm like, I can get behind that. I can get behind, yo, he's evil because he's evil. I love that. I love that in characters. Characters that are evil just to be evil Makes sense. All right. It makes a lot more sense than somebody being like, somebody yelled at me one time, so I committed a genocide. I mean, like okay, yeah, that's a fair point. The music in the other chapters were bangers, which is true. The other chapters had banger music. Oh, come on. There we go. Just spent like 5 minutes undoing a mistake. All right, now I can actually work in the background. I think I want to do a big fat tone of gray up here. Just to set the tone. And a new layer. Of green. And now we get a bit of yellow. And that's giving us a very nice graveyard color that I wanted. We'll just call this grass color. Because obviously, like, people don't tend to the grass all the time, so it yellows and gets dehydrated a little bit. This. I really do like doing these sceneries like this, to where I'm like, I can kind of just enjoy doing them without the greatest being like, oh my gosh, I gotta like do everything perfect. I kind of just like, I don't want to say Bob Ross it, but I can like just kind of enjoy coloring in these big segments with a ton of junk super quickly. There's always these like random green patches too in the graveyard every time. Mm, that's too much white. Entirely too much white. You know what I want out of Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 too, besides just answers to my question, is just I want there to just be toys. I want there to be like more than just like prototype, huggy. I need there to be just like more to Chapter 5 for Poppy Playtime. I don't know what I mean by more, but I just want like more, because I feel like with Chapter 4 we got so much more than I was expecting out of Chapter 4. We got lore, we got the doctor. We got what happened to the people inside the factory and elaborations on the hour of joy. We got like the perspective of kids being locked up or experimented on. We saw like operating tables, morgues, what they were really doing in the factory. And I think that's really, really cool. And I hope they give us more of that. Not so much lore, but like more tapes, more just generalized cool stuff. Give me a second to make my bones white again. So we gonna, whoops. He's at the top. And we're gonna go with white, but we're gonna go with actually we'll go with bone white and add shading later. Bone white. Size up. There we go. But yeah, I just hope that this chapter of Poppy Playtime's really cool. And I'm still on the fence on buying it. And I do want to buy it. And I do want to stream it. And I do want the content to be good. And I do want to get views. And I hate that I can't just play popular stuff and I can't just have number go up and just have people be like, wow, no one's just a dude that's just really sad, that really just wants to make other people less sad. That's kind of chill. Subscribe. I like how I'm saying all this and I'm just like drawing like the cutest skeleton you've ever seen in your life. All right. Over this. I want to make this a little bigger. It's taking a while to color this in. There's a few other games I also been wanting to play lately too, but it's just like a lack of just like teammates to really get me down. Like, I know some people are like, man, I had this vivid dream I was playing this video game, but it's like sometimes I have like, I don't really have those dreams. I have like really messed up dreams, but like not like video game dreams. I wish I had video game dreams, but actually, I do get those sometimes, but most of the time it's nightmare, 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 nightmare. But I just really wish I had people to play Fallout 76 with, because I did a long time ago, and that changed. I don't know why. People just didn't want to talk to me anymore. And I wish I could play more Fallout 76. I wish I could do the raids. I wish I could have people I can just like talk with and just kind of like hang out and even like maybe possibly even stream with. And I don't. And that's another reason too to why I'm like, I wish I was a super big popular streamer. Because if I was a super big popular streamer, a bunch of people would be like, wow, he's so popular and big and huge and cool. I want to play games with him. And like maybe even like help him out on this raid thing. That seems like cool. Also, do you think purple pants would look stupid? Oops, excuse me again. I'm so sorry. Because I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like the, what's it called? So I need brown. Where does brown exist on the color wheel? That's something they gotta teach you in art. Where does brown exist? I know it's somewhere in here. Give him brown shoes. It's so weird. So I like how I look over and I'm like, yeah. I had a dream some random dude in a Chuck E. Cheese costume stole me. I wish I had that dream. It's a lot nicer than my dreams. I don't want to talk about my dreams. My dreams are messed up. There was one that's so messed up to where I'm like, oh geez, I'm like, can I even say this? Um, I think I'm gonna make the suspenders brown. Some nice brown suspenders. I wish I had chicken wings. I know that's random. What's a random thought? All right, I think I like the brown. I think I'm gonna keep the pants see-through and keep them the green. I really like the shade of green his pants are right now. They kind of blend in. They're kind of nice. Blue pants would be fire. See, I thought about the blue pants, but this gives so much depth with how I did it before. Because look, I could go with like this blue. Or I could go with a deeper blue. You see like the difference between that? I zoom out. Yeah, I think the lighter blue would be better because he's been in the ground for a while. And as jeans tend to get more threadbare, the blue tends to get lighter. So we'll go with light blue. And then, I don't know, I might just like get a little bit of darker color and just kind of give it some more texture. But what I was talking about is there's games I wish I could play. They were multiplayer, and I wish there was just like people for me to play with. They were like, wow, no one, you're on again. It's like, yeah, it's me, your favorite dude. Or I'm like waiting for other people to get on. It's like, yeah, you ready to do like Fallout 76 raids and kill this snake 17 times so we can make legendary weapons? Yeah. Or it's like, let's make this build. Yeah. Or it's like having that one dude that just like, he's just like an encyclopedia on the game. And he's like, yo, we got to do this today. And it's like, yeah. Or like having a homie being like, yo, did you know there was this event going on for this cool thing? Whether it's just like a consumable to give you extra XP or like anything like that. And it's just like, yeah. And 76 is one of those games to where it's like, you got to be on the ball. You got to be playing it to get through the battle pass, which is free, by the way. And I wish I could just play it more. And there's nothing stopping me from playing it more. But when I play it, it just makes me sad because I'm like, you can go to the LFGs and look for a group to play with and get people to play with, but I'm going to be honest with you, the people that are normally in the looking for a group to play with tend to suck. In the sense of there's a reason nobody wants to play with them. And it's not because of like some like super mean reason like, oh man, they just suck at the game, or it's like they don't have any friends like me. They're like, there's something just wrong about them. Okay, hold up. Wait. And I know that's super mean to say, but there's like people like me who are just like kind of just like don't fit in, which is fine. It's not anybody's fault. But then there's people that are like proactively like people who throw in rivals. Like, you know, the people who are like, it's not my fault we're losing. It's our stupid healers. And it's like, no, bro, you are playing like turd. You need to stop playing like a bag of dog shit. Mm. He's a hardworking skeleton. There we go. Those are some nice looking pants. Hello! I'm just talking about how LFG sucks and looking for people suck because when you go to these Discord servers that are like, oh man, looking for a group. They're not in a group for a reason. Because they suck. Not suck as in they suck the game, but like they're just like crappy people. Like, you ever hear the horror stories of like your local card shop and it's like, yeah, I went to go play 40K with some people thinking I'm gonna have a fun, wonderful time, and it's like, oh no, these people are not nice. These are not nice, functional people that want to have fun playing a game. Oh, no wonder the color isn't coloring. I was like, why isn't my color coloring? We're gonna make a bunch of other tombstones. Just need a little bit of time. Just make some more tombstones. We're gonna make a bunch of unmarked graves too, I think. A bunch of unmarked graves would go hard, don't you think? I wanna that a little smaller. Like that. There we go. Although you should add a little bit of brown on the tombstones and make it look like some mud splatter on it. You're right. I should do that. I'll say that for later though, because I gotta make more tombstones. A graveyard with 2 tombstones isn't really much of a graveyard. In like 2 skeletons. That's not even his tombstone, by the way. Like he's from a different part of the graveyard. Yeah, this is the one. This is more in the distance. It's gonna be a darker structure because it's made of darker material. It'll be faster just to kind of. So I think I'm just making like a little mausoleum. And you'd be like, what's a mausoleum? It's like, you know, you ever go in a graveyard and you see those like stone buildings? It's like, what's up with those stone buildings? They're just like little housings for coffins or like people's ashes. And you'd be like, no, and how do you know that? And it's like, well, I've been to a graveyard. I've asked questions. I know I've consulted Google the all-knowing at some point. I'm gonna put it off in the distance on this hill. Like a big old block. I think it should cover this much. The big mausoleum, you know, a little bit of perspective. It's really far back there. But it's got a lot of skeleton in it. Sometimes they have like little gargoyles on them. I can make it seem a little overgrown later. And I've just been like constantly just looking at this quote from Godzilla. People who know peak know peak. It's true. Or people that only know people who know people that know peak know. That's it. Which is basically just being like, yo, people who know good things know when they see good things. Which is how I interpreted it. No, I don't want it to be like that. I want this. I want that. I want to turn down the opacity. I want to try something new. Turn that up. Also, I'm doing like this method with my drawings right now to where I'm kind of working like in the same manner you would work with charcoal, to where you're kind of adding color and taking away color and working around preserving the white of the canvas versus trying to take away the white. And then adding details after you put in the shape. Ooh, that's very, very black. Add little spikes on top. I know these are really bad little spikes, but still gonna add them. The roof's a little saggy because it's been there for a while. Roof spikes don't gotta be perfect. Add a color. Bring that roof down. Bring that. Bring that line up. That line is wrong. I gotta undo that. Redo that. Undo that. Whoops. I actually cleared it. How embarrassing would it be if I did all that and I accidentally just cleared that entire layer? I just wiped it clean. I just Thanos snapped it out of existence. God, I should rewatch Avengers. You know, I've been wanting to watch lately those like older cartoons. They're not like old like 80s, but they're like 2010s, I think, to where it's like, oh my gosh, it's like the Avengers just doing like Avenger things. And I'm like, I kind of want to watch those. feel like those can be kind of interesting. I feel like that could be a vibe. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of making up architecture as I'm go, which is why it's taking me longer to make this building. When I think of like gothic architecture from the top of my dome, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really studied gothic architecture, believe it or not. That's not like one of those things I do in my downtime. Whoops. So if I take that color and I make it a little bit darker, lo and behold, it'll look like a shadow. Or it'll look like I'm extending the roof. If I take that color and make it a lot darker, it'll look like a shadow. Should now be able to make our funny little... I don't know why in the doors there's always these like funny little triangles above, but there always is. That's a nice little door. And now we bring it down. There we go. We got our crappy little mausoleum off in the distance. It's off in the distance, so it doesn't matter if it's like crazy bad. I'm looking at on my other monitor, like really zoomed out, and when you zoom out, you kind of squint really hard. It looks good, doesn't it? But then if we zoom in, and it'll just look like crap. Like the harder we zoom, the more we're like, what is the line work on this? Shit. But when it's zoomed out and you can't really see the details, it's like that's a nice little stone house for dead people, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of nice. Sometimes in art, you got to know when to put in the effort and when you can just kind of, what's the word? You can cut corners like you wouldn't believe. And right now we can just kind of like cut corners like you wouldn't believe. And add some more tombstones up here. They're going to be really small. Real small I'm making them. And then as we get closer, they'll be a little bit bigger. See the difference? See, really far away, really small, a little closer, a little bigger. I'm going to go jump off the roof. All right. Fix that up a little bit. I'm really enjoying this drawing. This is a nice doodle. You know, besides all the existential dread I was spitting earlier, I'm putting like a cute little skeleton in the corner. Like I can just be like a little guy right here, and he just kind of peeking over. But you know, disregarding all the super negative existential dread and like being a horrible screw up as a content creator, this is a nice little doodle. It's nice, and I'm gonna say it. I enjoy it. We add like some of these like funny ones too. because it's always in like the Elden Ring games. They have like a nice mixture of like little headstones like this and little crosses. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I touched my hair and there's like this big fat tangled knot. Oh my god. That's better. It was like one of those knots to it's like, how did this happen? Also, some of these crosses are going to be like on their sides because there's not somebody fixing them. There's not a lot of maintenance going on in this graveyard. This is why the graveyard needs a little graveyard keeper, a little grave digger. You know, one that won't swipe wedding rings and gems and possessions and nice watches off the corpses. I'm gonna undo that one. Do I add like a nice little like shrubs and bushes to this mausoleums? Good. Just be like a few encroaching vines. The vines won't be climbing up all the way. Vines like to like group up in like one section super hard with the way they grow and then just kind of don't progress as far and then just make, I don't know, because it's a little bit farther away. We can add like nice little bush here. And we'll add some darker color with around that bush. A nice little bush. I enjoy that bush. I feel like Bob Ross right now drawing the bush. I was like, look at that happy little bush. Add a little smiley face to it. Wait, hold up. I gotta put like a little smiley face on it. Wait, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. No one will know. Nobody but us will know that this is here. It's just between me and you, alright? Nobody else can know. Alright. Black. Yes. Just us. Just us will know. Dang, you can see that? I have to make it smaller. We have to zoom in. We have to enhance more. All right. 1, 2, make it smaller. See? No one will know. Everyone's gonna be like, where's the little smiley face? That you can't see it. You know what? I can see it still. I know it's there. And if you know it's there, you'll know it's there, but I gotta We'll add the smiley face later. You know what? We'll come back to this side project because I feel like this project has potential. Right here, little smiley faces. But for now, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. We don't need to be messing with that right now. Mm, whoops, I need the... You. Made that fat, but it doesn't look as good. The others, we won't. I kind of like just keeping this like neutral space. That sounds weird. Should save. This is normally the point in my sketchbook to where I'm like, I just stop working on something. I'd be like, yo, I had fun, you know, I had fun with my doodle. I doodled the thing I wanted to doodle, and now the doodle is over. But I know I shouldn't. I feel like this needs to be completed. There needs to be more little tombstones off in the distance. There needs to be a better sky. There needs to be like more little crosses mattered across the field. Let's see if you think there should be something else out here. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to put like an evil face on the tree, but I'm not sure. I don't know how appropriate that'd be, adding an evil, devious face to the tree. How evil this face is gonna be. He's so evil. Oh, look how evil that is. That is like the evilest face I've ever seen if evil had a face. It is. It just is. Name something more evil than that face. I feel like that's the moment where someone unhinged would type like Epstein's Island or something. In which case you would be right. But also that's crazy. But also, why did I say that? Hmm. The little eyes I'm giving it. Little tree eyes. Give it little teeth too. Ew. That just looks like there's something wrong with it. Ew. Ew. The more I do, the grosser it gets. Let me zoom in. I like how I sound like it only gets grosser, but I just keep zooming in. Give it a little forehead wrinkle. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that hot? It's like something you'd see in Undertale. What if I blacked out the eyes? It's beautiful, isn't it? It's like the face of an angel. There we go. The eyes just got better. So evil. This is possibly the most evil tree I've ever drawn. You want to see my evil tree? So evil, isn't it? He's so evil. No, he's over here. He's over here. He's over there having a moment. Do you like my tree? Is it missing anything? Should he have leaves? Should he have leaves? Make the leaves angry? How am I gonna make leaves angry? Right. Um, let's see. Pick the green. And then I bring down that. Also, it's so peak. It is so peak. Yeah, I can toss your load of laundry in later. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look, I gotta add depth now. By depth, I mean we just have to add piss coloring. I don't like that. Too big. Mm-mm. There's music playing outside my room, and it's just banger music. forget what it's called, but it's one of my favorite songs. It was like Zero. I think it's called Zero. For you, hello, hello. Tell you it's like to be a zero, zero. Mm-hmm. I'm not good at singing. All right, now we go back to green. Now we go back to a super dark green. Hoping this just like comes out better because I'm just kind of just playing with colors till something improves. Overall, what if I just take this and I make the opacity red? No, we can make that better. We can make it redder. Redder makes it better. That's why better rhymes with redder. It just kind of looks like a fart cloud. Uh, there we go. I'm thinking you make the size smaller, make it super green. Look at that line. That line's whack. That's too big. That's what I'm talking about, where I'm like, I struggle with adding leaves. Every time. Always struggle with it. Never good with leaves stuff. Never good at making stuff look like it had, like, leaves. Yes, I'll let you... Oh, come on. Go back here. Add more color there. Why does it look kind of purple? This is the ugly tree. Do you enjoy my ugly tree and how ugly it is? It's so goddamn ugly. Mm, what if I just did this? You think it's pretty now? You think a little lipstick really improves it? Lips that you would like to smack? Truly beautiful. Nah, I ain't doing that. Looks like a radioactive fart cloud I put on top of a tree. A lot of yellow, I guess. Like a little bit of it. There we go. All right, I'm done messing with the tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick because I gotta go, and then I'm gonna continue. So I'll be back. Give me like a minute or two. I'm back. All right, so I peed. I need to do that. That's one of those things the crappy human body has to do. How crappy it is. Oh wait. Oh wait. Yeah, there we go. Some of these crosses all can't be perfect. Some of them have to be crappy, all right? Because sometimes people make crappy crosses. That one looks like it's lying down, but don't mind that one. It's just a little lazy. A few of them just poking over the hill. Off in the distance. Make this a little smaller. No, but what I was talking about earlier is just I feel like as a content creator, I want to be popular, but for like reasons that like don't make sense to like a lot of people. Like I want to be popular so I can have more people watch. So maybe one of those people watching would be like, "Hey, I'm a crazy guy on like this game. Would you want to like play this game? Would you want to try it? I'll teach you how to play it." I'm like, "Hell yeah. I'm down to play that." Or like if I was like crazy popular, it's like all these people are like the most recent one is just like, "Yo, Rivals like tournament cup for content creators. You want to have fun and play Rivals with other people?" And it's like, "Yo, wait, other people are inviting me to play games?" Oh, dream come true. Dream achieved. Going in the dream journal. Imagine being buried underneath this crappy tree. It's so crappy. I love doing busy work like this in art sometimes where you're just kind of just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just kind of putting up a bunch of crap crosses in the distance." How crappy they are. Some of them are just like X's. This graveyard did not have a lot of planning involved at all. But that tree is huge. Going from the perspective I've put up already. A big boy tree. The biggest of boys. I like how like dense it is over here, and then over here I'm just like kind of getting lazy. I'm just like boop boop, cross cross cross, dead person, dead person, dead person. People die every day, and people are born every day. There's got to be places to put them. Well, I mean, like technically, we don't really put all the dead people anywhere. We kind of just cremate them. It was crazy. I know there was this one thing recently in the Japanese government was like a bunch of people were like, "Yeah, it's in our religion to bury people." And Japan's like a very small country, and they're like, "Yeah, we understand your religious belief, but it's also our belief for our people in Japan that we cremate everybody. So, if you're living here, too damn bad." And I'm like, "Damn." I'm like, "I like that." Japan standing on business, telling all those people that their loved ones gotta be turned to ashes, after they pass on. Which I get. I know someone's gonna hear me say that and be like, damn, no one not respecting other religions. No, that's not what I said. What I said was I just like when the government's like, yeah, these are our beliefs and these are for our people because they benefit our people and we are the government and we are for our people and not people who I don't want to say like what is it? Migrated? Immigrated to Japan like years later. Oh, starting to look good. Looking like a real graveyard now. Oh my gosh. It's only been 2 hours. That's crazy. It's crazy, it's crazy, crazy how fast time passes. You know, just stretching out my joints. It's important when you're sitting around for a long time, or if you're not a very active person like I am right now. It's important that you stretch out your joints and just kind of like test your full range of motion. You know, bend your joints, bend your fingers, just kind of get everything moving, whether it's you just like pacing back and forth in your room like a crazy person, or just like bending over and doing some squats. You don't gotta be like a crazy person and start doing like burpees. I'm more than a plane. Wait. Not easy. In me. I'm sorry, the radio's on and I heard Superman come on. What's it called? Kryptonite. No, Kryptonite's a super hard one, but it's just a song about Superman. And it's just like, yo, it's hard being me, Superman. Which is low-key hard being Superman, because think about it. He's the only one of his race living on an alien planet where no one can understand, where people fear him if he starts going like Homelander. Wow. Another bot. Mods, kill that clanker. Find the person that programmed it and ripped out their testicles. Call them from the gene pool. I do that. What time of day is it for my skeleton? Is it night? Is it day? Is it somewhere in the middle? Is it some type of really messed up twilight? All right, let's undo all that. Click on that layer, on this, and there we go. That looks a lot better now. I'm thinking purples, blues, maybe some yellow. It really depends. Definitely make some gray clouds. I think I'll show one night. Yeah, night good. Maybe you're like, no one, why are we using so much purple? Night isn't purple. Purple is night is black, and it's like, yeah, we're getting to black. We working our way up to black. There's a lot more colors in night than you'd think. I'm the god of this realm. We have to wait till we're happy with the night sky before we add let's see what it's like with our blue now. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you're right. I think I just need to add, make those two shapes and then add another layer of black on top of that. I want to see something. Okay. Do that. Some more night. I have it just kind of creeping in around the edges, maybe. No, I don't like that. Undo, 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 undo. We have a little like daylight down there, so we're doing like a kind of dusk type feel to this right now. We should add our really weird clouds now. You're like, no, this doesn't look like a cloud at all. You got to give it some time. A second. Put a cloud behind that. Make it darker. Make it darker. Add some black. You're like, no, this doesn't look like a cloud at all. Looks like a gross black line. I'm gonna be honest, you kinda right on that one. What happens if we add a little white to it? Hmm. Too much white there. Too little white. The right amount of white? No. You know what? I don't even like the cloud. Let's get rid of the cloud. There we go. I like that better. Add some red down here. Yellow, make it a little smaller. There we go. Maybe like no one. What's the purpose of the stupid like mustard and ketchup beyond the horizon? Well, it's to give the feeling of transition. We'll whiten this part up a little bit. I like working on skies. It's just kind of working with colors and pushing them around till eventually you get what you want. I'm not good at skies. I like working on them. I'm just not good with them. Nope. I like this. A nice little thing. The sky, not the best. I mean, like, we could just, like, big fat yellow moon it right now. Look how yellow that moon is. That's so darn yellow. I like the big old cartoonish yellow moon. What if I made it white? Let's see what it would look like if I made it white. Hmm. The white moon looks kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. But it's kind of too eye pulley, so I'm not gonna say I'm gonna keep the yellow one. I'm gonna keep it crappily drawn too. I don't know why. I just like the scribbled look over the moon. And shall we add a cloud in front of it? I know we have already established I suck at clouds, but you know. That doesn't look too bad, no, does it? Zoom in a little. How crappy our moon looks. Zoomed out, it's not as bad. Right? No? Yes? Yeah, it kind of looked like crap. We'll take the clouds away for now. Might add cloud later to it. Maybe. Where the... Oh, there it is. Hmm. Black? Okay, that doesn't look black. It looks green to me. Am I going crazy? No, that's green. Why is that green? File save. All right. Hold on. Oh, come on, funny little skeleton. All right. Now that's green. Again. I think I'm done with this for now. I think this is the doodle that I like. How it turned out so far. I might work on it later. I might not. I don't know. I always say I might work on it later, but I never do. Horrible, horrible habit. But, um, should I, tomorrow, do chapter 3 and 4 for Poppy Playtime? Because you shall speak up now or forever, be or throw me in limbo to where I may or may not just not do that. Because I do kind of want to play Poppy Playtime, but I don't think I'll do it today. I'm really tired and a little lost today. I mean, like, I put it in the title of being a little lost, but, I think for now, I'll probably just do Poppy Playtime tomorrow and just kind of keep it short for today, even though I don't want to, but I really don't know what more to do besides sit here and talk and just kind of enjoy my little skeleton. Look how enjoyable it is. He's living his best little life. Little homie in the back there, doing his own thing. But I think I'll just kind of sit here and chat for right now and just kind of talk about the stuff that come to mind. Like how annoying it is modding some games like Noida. I wanted to do a co-op Noida mod, but there's no mods to modify Noida because you need like a server service like Minecraft. And Minecraft is, you know what I think it is? And I'm thinking about this too, and I think it's just like this my overarching problem. I wish there was a game that existed to where there was like classes, to where it was like people could make stuff, and then there's people that do like raid bosses and stuff. And there was like varying degree of people that can make stuff, like enchantments, potions, armor, leatherworking, vehicles, whatever it may be, guns, wands, spaceships, whatever. And there should be like proficiency for those in a game, but I don't want the game to be Minecraft, because a game like Minecraft, when you start adding mods to where it's like, oh my gosh, there's like guns and stuff, and it's like, all right, cool. Or like cool anime powers, it's like, all right, cool, you have cool anime powers. And in Minecraft, you have the cool anime power to like throw nukes. But honestly, being able to throw nukes in Minecraft is kind of mid. But then there was like the cool anime power to like phase through blocks and like just traverse the world by flying. And it's like, holy crap, in survival, that's way better than throwing nukes and, you know, evaporating the ocean. Because if you can phase through blocks and X-ray and fly, that's just Minecraft creative, and you're just doing a much better job. But my whole point is, I want there to be a game to where there's like an equals settings to where it's like somebody can make their character to be like crazy, like OP, and they could be like super pro, and then there could be like the 9 to 5 dad that just kind of gets on, gathers material, makes stuff, maybe kills some mobs, maybe have some fun in a dungeon, and like he gives like buffs to the party and can fight a little bit to where like, and then there's like the glass cannon min-max Reddit mod that's like annihilating the boss. You know, there has to be like a nice middleman to where there's just like people making things and people fighting. And I haven't played a game that's met that, because there's always the game to where it's like the one dude that maxes out everything. But I also don't want the game to limit the player to where they can't learn extra skills if they play for like 20,000 hours, which is a weird kind of balance that's impossible. And it's a thing that I'm never going to get, and that's okay. And the closest thing I'm going to get to that is reading a story like Sword Art Online, to where it's like, oh, that's really cool, but VR headsets don't operate like that. And I really wish I had VR headset, because having a VR headset would be really cool when I'm like stuck in my room like I am and just kind of stuck. But also, I don't want to play VR because VR chat is cursed. I mean, like VR headsets a lot of things that isn't just like VR chat. Whoops, excuse me. Another one of those dreams that if I had big money, stream money, just big money, I could just get VR goggles and be like, yo guys, we doing VR. We're doing Beat Saber. I wish I could play games like Beat Saber on stream and not have people be like, oh, copyright. It's like, bro, it's in the game. I just want to play Beat Saber and have fun. It's like, well, you can play Beat Saber muted. Oh, why would I do that? Why would I play Beat Saber muted? It's stupid. But dreams and fantasies. That's all they are, dreams and fantasies. Like shooting lasers out of my eyes. It's never gonna happen. Do I do or don't understand the people who put on, not put on, but I'm so tiring. I'm sorry if I'm tiring. You know, I was just talking about or thinking about the RGB lights that people like to string around their room instead of getting like an actual lamp. I'm not sure if you ever seen anyone who's ever been like, yeah, I don't have lamps or like an overhead light in my room. I have RGB lights stringed all across my room for light. And it's like, bro, just get a lamp. The RGB lights are cool, but at the end of the day, you got like Christmas lights hanging up in your room, and people were like, well, you can make them like white so you can just blast your eyeballs. It's like, all right, cool. You're getting 360 blasted by white lights directly into your eyeballs. You know what I miss? I miss the bulbs that gave off the yellow light. The yellow light was nice, not these like stupid bright white light bulbs that are like good for the environment. Give me the old light bulbs that were killing the environment, because that was a lot more pleasing to my eyes. I didn't feel my retinas getting cooked every time I turned on a lamp. Tiring. Oh yeah, Beat Saber is tiring. Beat Saber is tiring. I feel like the VR headset is like what the Nintendo Wii was back in like 2007 or 2006, whenever they made the Nintendo Wii. I know that when they made the Nintendo Wii, like the week it released, there was this thing called the Wii sickness that all the kids had, and it was essentially all these people who never moved their body in their life getting these motion controls, and they'd be like playing Wii Sports and other Wii games that launched with the Nintendo Wii that all have motion controls to emphasize its cool motion controls, and their muscles just weren't used to the amount of like movement they were doing. Like imagine a bunch of Reddit mods starting to exercise for 5 hours straight. It's exercise disguised as video games, and then suddenly the next day they can't move their arms, and people were just calling it the Wii sickness, and people were just dropping like flies because their bodies did not move for so long, or they moved their bodies for so long. They essentially over exercised and they got tricked into doing it by the Nintendo Wii, and it made it to the news because enough people did it on Christmas. Because, it's Christmas. Everybody got it. You know what I miss, too? The Christmas noobs. You may tell me the Christmas noobs still exist. They don't. It was one of those things to where it was like older Call of Duties. Kids would be like, I want Call of Duty. And then their parents get them Call of Duty for Christmas. And they're like, thanks, Mom and Dad. And they run up to their rooms, plug it in, and they play Team Deathmatch for the first time. And then there's just like the general 5-star general and the 3-star general in a 3 or 4 stack finding little Tim Bob that just got Call of Duty for Christmas, and then him getting absolutely eviscerated the entire match. His little Jim Bob thought he was going to get a kill or 2, or maybe 5. Little Jim Bob went 0-30 that match. And it just being terrible for him. He just in for a bad time. I miss that. A lot of things in games I miss. A lot of things I like in gaming now too, though. Tutorials. Tutorials are nice. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't look as cool when I zoomed out. I definitely do need to practice more. I'm looking at this and I'm like, dang, I need to practice more. I'm not as good as I thought I was. I mean, like, I never am as good as I think I is. Look at that moon. When you zoom in, it looks like crap. But when you zoom out, it looks better. Do like my little mausoleum. My little mausoleum's looking kind of nice. And this looking like an Elden Ring graveyard. But I do want to do more Roblox streams in the future, to where I can find a goofy Roblox game to where it's just like, yeah, anyone can play it at any point and they can just find me and they can just enjoy playing Roblox. And I can enjoy playing Roblox, and I don't have to listen to anybody being like, oh my gosh, friend me on Roblox. And it's like, no, bro, I don't want to friend you on Roblox. You're probably 8. And I'm not befriending an 8-year-old. Because I'm not also 8. You should go find another 8-year-old to befriend on Roblox. As is the natural order of things. Also, look at my skeleton's cute little shoes. They're not even like correct shoes. They're just like small and cute. They're like little Homer Simpson shoes. You know what's something that needs to die and be buried and put to rest? Is The Simpsons. That show has been going for like 20 plus years. Homer Simpson's tired. Bart's been in the 4th grade for 20 years. It's like Pokemon. I mean, like, thank God they stopped Ash Ketchum after 25 years, but it's like, oh my gosh, it took them 25 years. Bro's been 12 for 25 years. It's crazy. There's some series where I'm like, yo, they gotta stop. And there's some series the way they stop too soon. Like, there was this one called The Owl House on Disney that they made, and I'm like, it was so good. And then it stopped because some executive was like, yeah, it doesn't suit the Disney brand anymore, which that could mean anything, but it's basically code for fuck you, we're canceling your show. But it's good now because the creator is making I'm not sure if you heard, but there's a channel that makes indie animations on YouTube called Glitched or Glitch, and they make a bunch of indie animations, and she's working with them to make a new show called Knights of Guinevere, and it's super nice, and I really like it. And it's essentially just one big middle finger to Disney because Disney sucks. Like Disney, I feel like there's so many companies like 20 years ago, they were like the shit. Like they were like so on top of it. They were so down to earth. And now they're like so far removed to what people actually want, they don't know anymore. Like Disney. Like this is like the best example I have that like sticks out in my brain because this annoyed the hell out of me. And you may be like, no, that isn't true. But I'm like, no, it's 100% true. And it's like Ironheart and She-Hulk were so bad. Like I can watch She-Hulk and enjoy it. But the thing that kills me about She-Hulk is like the scene where She-Hulk walks up to Bruce Banner and she's like, I got this put together. My life is so much harder than yours. As the Hulk's been hunted by the US government for a decade plus. And she's sitting there being like, oh my gosh, I have full control over my Hulk transformation and I'm big and green and super strong. And I'm a big lawyer. And my life is so hard because now I have superpowers and I'm big and green. It's like, all right, cool. Get a bigger suit and don't crush anybody. That's your only two problems. The Incredible Hulk, to where he's got split personality, full on Jekyll and Hyde. Bro was left in space for like 10 years too, or a bunch of years. Woke up on an alien planet. Like the amount of shit that happened to the Incredible Hulk, and then for like watching She-Hulk and have her just try and upstage the Hulk is ridiculous to me. And it wasn't even like one of those like condescending things to where it's like, oh, it's just like how the character is. No, it's like these stupid writers. I don't know who hires them, all right, for Marvel and DC, but for like the past decade, there have been these writers working with these characters that we all love, and they're writing the equivalent of 13-year-old fan fiction, all right? Am I expecting Shakespeare from superhero comics? No, absolutely not. I'm expecting superhero slop. But what I'm not expecting is some like stupid like to push some other person's agenda to where you're like, well, being fat and ugly and not drinking water, people shouldn't judge me for that. It's like, no. If you're fat, there's three things in that, all right? You can't change that you're ugly. You can change that you're fat, and you can drink water, and you can brush your teeth. And there's just these people making this fan fiction about characters or characters of or children of these characters, and they're just like, I don't even know what it's just like. Their entire comic books is just like women empowerment, like it's just like stupid. It's like, bro, you didn't need that. Like I was watching, what was it, Civil War the other day, all right, like Marvel Civil War, and I was watching it, and in my brain I was like, damn, Black Widow kind of kicking ass, and she's like beating up like 17 trained soldiers, and I'm like, dang, I'm like, unlike Endgame, or like to where they had to have like the full, like in Endgame there's a scene to where they have like all like the women Marvel superheroes get together, and there was like Spider-Man crumpled on the ground like heaving after like holding the Infinity Gauntlet, and they were like, don't worry, Peter or Spider-Man, we'll get it done. It's just like, oh my god, they didn't need to have like all the women line up and have a girls get it done moment. It was so uncalled for. And it's like, I hate that moment so much in Endgame. You don't understand. My friends are like, please stop talking about that moment. It's, they don't say please stop talking about that moment, but it's like they know I hate that moment so much because in my brain, I'm like, that was so uncalled for. I was enjoying their fight scenes so immensely. And then I feel like I have like this stupid garbage jammed down my throat halfway through watching Pepper Potts blast somebody with a unibeam, and get 17 aliens, or like watching Captain Marvel tear an alien in half. I'm like, that's cool. I was enjoying that. But like this full lineup of just like crap, I hate that so much. And my main point was, if you're making a show or you're making a movie and you want to have a badass woman character in it, they can just be a badass woman character and you don't have to draw any more attention to it besides the obvious fact that she's killing people and being a badass. All right. You don't need to have this like lineup of girls get it done or women empowerment bullcrap. You can just be like Alien, to where you have Ridley Scott tearing xenomorphs in half, or having like earlier Marvel Black Widow just take out a squadron of like trained Marines with like nothing but like a pencil or something. It can just be badass, and there can just be women, and you don't need all this extra shit. And I don't know why, but there was just like a fad for like 5 years straight of just like Marvel and all these other stupid places were doing that with She-Hulk, like I was talking about earlier, to where it's just like they're just trying so hard to put She-Hulk above the Hulk, and it's just never gonna happen. The Hulk's always gonna be stronger than She-Hulk. That's the facts, all right? Or Ironheart, which is like, nobody even liked the Ironheart comic books, all right? If you don't know, Ironheart is this genius girl who makes an Iron Man suit because Iron Man did it. And she has a chip on her shoulder because she's poor. And she's just trying to one-up Tony Stark by reinventing his invention, which is not even reinventing. She's just copycatting him. And it's stupid. And I'm never going to watch Ironheart because I already got all the information I need from Ironheart, which is her saying Tony Stark would never build the Iron Man suit without his billions of dollars. And literally, that is not true. He literally built his Iron Man suit in a cave with scraps. And then he took that concept from that suit that he made and then invested all his money into making an even better suit. And then after that suit had shortcomings, he re-engineered it and made it even better until he got to the nano suit, you know, with all the little nano machines. And it's amazing. And then there's Ironheart being like, man, it's hard living out here as a poor person and having a full ride scholarship in MIT with $1 million of grant fund, which Tony Stark, I'm pretty sure, gave her, because there was a whole scene in Civil War to where Tony Stark's like, guess what? Everybody at MIT, you just got all the money you needed for your inventions. Go make the world a better place. So I'm pretty sure Ironheart in her show is bitching about Tony Stark, who saved the world, as she rips off the Iron Man suit, as she complains about it, and as she proceeds to go through her world and then succumb to every little bit of provocation and temptation. Like, I'm pretty sure there's one point to where someone's like, yeah, Ironheart made a deal with Mephisto, a literal devil. And I'm like, at what point is your character so deep fried that your character is making deals with the goddamn devil? At what point is this person just deep fried, have no business even being a comic book character? This is not entertaining. This is like Vampire Diaries or like Smallville or like one of those drama shows to where the hero could solve the issue, but like the girlfriend wants to like screw over the hero and like suck off the villain to stretch the season out another 10 or 12 episodes. Because she's having like the world's worst astronomically bad lapse in judgment. I'm not sure if you ever seen like the Vampire Diaries or like Smallville or like those older like shows or like the CW. It's mainly the CW shows. If you've seen CW shows, there's this moment to where halfway or at the beginning of the series, one of the characters will do something so objectively bad. Not like bad as in like, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill this person because I want to. No, I mean like, man, every instinct in line of logic and every level of your emotions should be signaling that you shouldn't be doing this thing. Like releasing I don't know, let's say you have to like revive Hitler to save your boyfriend from his ass cancer, and it's just like, and that's the situation they're in. The girlfriend will 10 out of 10 revive Hitler to cure her like weird boyfriend of ass cancer, and then proceed to have some twist to where the boyfriend dies anyways and she's upset about it, and then they have to reseal Hitler. Like, that's the type of plot I'm talking about, to where it's like, why would you revive Hitler? That is bad. No one wants him back. He should stay in hell, to where he's getting diddled by like a cajillion demons a day. I know it's crappy that someone's dying, but you should not damn the fate of the world because of a girl or a boy. It's just not right. You know, it's another popular one. Like, this exact example, actually, what I'm talking about is happening. Like, in Infinity Wars, there's a moment where they're like, we have to destroy the stones before Thanos can, like, kill all of existence. And it's like, all right, cool. Let's just destroy the stones. And they're like, we can't do that. And it's like, all right, cool. Then like halfway through, it's like, we found a way to destroy the stones. And it's just like, oh, one of them's in like Vision's head. And it's like, all right, cool. Eviscerate your boyfriend, get it over with, save the universe. And they're like, no, we have to save him, we have to be heroes. And it's like, I'm like, all right, you are pinning one clanker's life to half of all of life in the universe, and you're choosing a clanker because you want to grind on him, Wanda, Scarlet Witch. I'm like, that scene drives me crazy every time. I'm gonna let you know right now, if that was my mother, I would slime her out in an instant. She would understand. That's 50% of life. That's 50% of people. That's 50% of every alien that's out there, to where they're getting turned to dust immediately. Anybody on this planet would understand why they got their head blown off if it meant saving 50% of existence. It drives me crazy. And I know they chose not to do that because they have to have a plot to where Thanos gets all the stones, and then, you know, have even more plot. But at the end of the day, in the story, I know we're like far removed from reality and stuff, but like there has to come a certain point in the story to where it's like, okay, at this point, this is ridiculous. This would never even happen, even in this fantasy scenario. It wouldn't. Even if we're in like another realm of reality and these people have like the most backwards moral belief, maybe then I can see them making these lapse in decisions. But like, they're based in our reality and they're dumb decisions. And I hate it. I hate it so much. Sorry to rant about my hatred of people making bad decisions in movies and books and TV shows. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy, so crazy. I can't stand it. I'm using every fiber of willpower not to scream and top out my mic right now. I'm quite literally rage baiting myself, and I don't know why I'm doing it. There's like this evil part in my brain that's like, I know we should just rage bait ourselves, and it's like, no, we shouldn't do that. I don't want to be rage baited. It's bad. All right, so I think for today, we didn't make it as far as I would like to today, but I think I'm gonna take the day. I'm gonna eat food. I'm gonna be healthy. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, and then Poppy playtime, 3 and 4, full playthrough, because I did 1 and 2 a while ago, and I'm thinking of doing 3 and 4. But you know, Discord in the description lets you know when stream starts, and if there's any delays, YouTube and Twitch is also down there, so you can watch on your preferred platform. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching me doodle, and bitch and moan and complain and laugh and also tell you to go do whatever you want to do in your life, like go get your license. And just, I hope you had your day got a little bit better by watching this, or you found it entertaining, or it was noise that was mildly entertaining. Oh, that's a goose. But I shall say thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I shall say goodbye, 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 goodbye to you. Goodbye to all of you. Goodbye, goodbye.